All right. Now, here's something we're going to have some fun with, guys. This is our group sing-along. We haven't done one of these at a pilgrimage for an awfully long time. Come on up. Ken Koshio, Nancy Gohata, Keith Uchima from Chicago. Take out your lyrics, everybody.
Your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream water, this land was made for you and me.
As I went walking
Sing it, man.
that golden highway, I saw below me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley.
This land was made for you and me. Solo nasciode, umareso datte, kono daichi de naite waratte, kimi mo boku mo koko de ikiteru. Kimi no tame, boku no tame ni. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream water, this land was made for you and me. As I was walking, I saw a sign there, and on the sign it said, no trespassing. But on the other side, it didn't say nothing. That sign was made for you and me. Nobody living can ever stop me as I go walking that freedom highway. And nobody living can ever make me turn back. 'Cause this land was made for you and me. Here we go! This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream water, this land was made for you and me. One more time. This land is your land. This land is my land. Come on, guys. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me. This land was made for you and me.
Yeah, Nancy, Ken, and Keith.
Great job, guys!
All right.
All right.
All right, we'll go for it. Since Rosa gets the Bucket Guts Award, she's requested Skiaki.
Ready?
You got it, bro.
Okay, guys, sing. Bulongas, sukiyaki.
You sing the English verse.
Okay.
Ue wo mu, clap your hands. Aruko, namida ga kobore. Everyone, I'm a yo karaoke. Omoidasu haru no hitoribotsu no yoru. All right, where are we, everyone? Come on now. 涙こぼれないようにこぼれないよ泣きながら歩く一人ぼっちの夜一人ぼっちの Alright now, so your whistling time, even if you don't know the lyric, now your time. A two, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. I'm sure Sue is singing with us. 思い出す秋の日秋の一人ぼっちの夜一人ぼっちの夜悲しみは月の影に悲しみは月の影悲しみは星の影に悲しみは星の影に Now, no excuse 上を向いて everyone 上を向いて歩こう涙がこぼれないよ泣きながら歩く一人ぼっちの夜Beautiful!
Ken Koshio!
Everyone! Thank you, Susan.
Ken Koshio.
Thank you so much.
Nancy. Keith. That was one of Auntie Sue's favorite songs, which is a good transition to Bruce Embrey, co-chair of the Manzanar Committee, coming up for our closing remarks.
So burn. We want to thank you for coming here. You have those of you who haven't been here before get a flavor, just a very tiny flavor of this place. This is one of the nicest days. This is one of the nicest days. In '69 they were freezing, but several of the camps were put in the hottest places in the United States. They had names like Roastin' Postin' for a reason. These were the most desolate, God-forsaken places in this country. This place, my uncle actually came as one of the 1,000 volunteers to help build, along with the contractors, the government contractors, to build their own prison. And you have a flavor. But this is a nice day, so we've been a little indulgent in the program, but we want to close now just before the interfaith. I want to say a few things. One is, we are an all-volunteer organization. We are a not-for-profit organization. Sorry. But I want to make a shameless plug.
Donate.
The shameless plug is that we donate our time, we donate our money, we donate our energy out of respect for our community, for our families, for our mothers, fathers, aunts, uncles who lived here, those who died here. There were two people that were actually shot at here at Manzanar and died here. So, but to tell our story, to keep that fight for justice that Professor Maki spoke about, requires money. It requires coin. And we are going to pass a can around, and we want you to think about your community, think about your family. We want you to think about your country and how important this story is to this country. There's the Council of Arab Islamic Relations, CARE, is here. They're in the back in those t-shirts. And they understand the fact that they are being profiled. We need to understand that they are being profiled, that the Orange County Police Department has been spying on them. The New York Police Department, our tax dollars are being used to spy on mosques and innocent Muslim Americans. The New York Police Department has found nothing in all their investigations and all their expenditures of our money. Nothing. The cases that have been solved by the federal government. We need to understand that this struggle for redress and reparations doesn't just end with us, that there's other people involved. This is important. This is why we want you to consider making a donation. You can make a donation if you want to write a check to the Manzanar Committee. We are a 501c3 not-for-profit organization. But we are marking 2 anniversaries this year. One anniversary is 70 years. I don't like to call it an anniversary, you know. Anniversary means like something that's nice, you want to celebrate. It's 70 years since the President of the United States signed an executive order that denied the Nikkei community on the West Coast their civil liberties and civil rights, that evicted them wholesale, where they lost their homes. They were evicted from college. They were evicted from their jobs, where they lost everything. You heard about Ku Sakamoto and the struggles that she endured. Magnify that by 110,000 people, and you have a flavor of what happened. But I think it's important when we mark the passing of people who were not in camp, like Victor Shibata, who died just days ago, and who came here in 1969 to find out why this place existed and why his family suffered. He died, and it's important for us, I think, to reflect on how this place, this desert sand marked by one monument, became a national park. It became a world-class interpretive center. It took an act of Congress in 1992, like Les mentioned, 20 years ago. And this is an anniversary, I think, that we can celebrate. We can celebrate because our story is told in an interpretive center, in a place that is now bricks and mortar that will not go away. This is an example of how our government can right a wrong. This is a good thing. But how did this single cemetery monument that stood among the sagebrush and spent shotgun shells because the hunters would come here and shoot it up for target practice? When I came here as a little boy, there were shotgun shells all over. That's what I got excited about, picking those up. But that sole monument now represents, it's an important part of the National Historic Site, the Manzanar National Historic Site. But why did Congress act? And why did our government finally, almost 50 years after the fact, recognize that it was racism and economic greed that laid the basis for incarceration of the Nikkei people? Why? Because the very people who were locked up behind barbed wire, watched over by 8 guard towers that were manned by military police with machine guns pointing in. Why did this place exist? Because those people, we demanded that this place exist. We demanded that Congress act. It took some 50 years, but the model minority said, enough. This was wrong. And it took some doing, but it took several decades, but the community has come together, and the community has demanded that this place be preserved, and all 10 War Relocation Authority camps be preserved. Tule Lake, there's a movie being made about Tule Lake called We Said No No. Brian Maeda is a filmmaker, he's over there. There's a film about Ansel Adams being made by this group in Orange County. You should see these movies. But Farewell to Manzanar is a powerful movie. Millions of people saw that movie in 1976. And that put this place on the map. But really what happened was in 1969, despite all those things, in 1969, no one was talking about this, and a small group came. And that small group Little did they know that their actions would spark a decades-long struggle that would go on in the halls of Congress, in the community. It would go on here in the high desert, where we would have to fight for the recognition of this place. Little did they know that their little pilgrimage in 1969 on December 27th, when it was freezing cold, would be the catalyst for a nationwide, broad-based struggle to get our government to right a wrong. That launched the struggle. This pilgrimage launched the struggle. This place where you sit today is where it started in 1969. Do not forget this. Do not forget to honor those that had the audacity to hold their government accountable for its actions. What started here with a handful of former inmates and a small group of Sansei young people,
Including your mama.
including my mother, will go on. Mitch Mackey said this is not over. It isn't over. We are not done. We will come back next year. We will come back the year after that, and the year after that. And we will continue to come here to honor our families, to honor our community, and to honor our country. We will continue to reaffirm that the fundamental democratic nature of the United States should never be forgotten, and so that no people ever will be denied their civil rights for any reason. We cannot forget Manzanar. You cannot forget Manzanar. America cannot forget Manzanar. Thank you.
There's Embrey. Monica, come on up. We're going to be closing our program and transitioning into the interfaith service with our roll call of the camps.
This is the camp roll call. Amache, Colorado, 7,318. Crystal City, Texas, 3,326. Gila River, Arizona, 13,348. Heart Mountain, Wyoming, 10,767. Jerome, Arkansas, 8,497. Manzanar, California, 10,046. Minidoka, Idaho, 9,397. Poston, Arizona, 17,814. Rower, Arkansas, 8,475. Topaz, Utah, 8,130. And Tule Lake, California, 18,789 people.
How many years must a mountain exist before it's washed to the sea? How many years can some people exist before they're allowed to be free? And how many times can a man turn his head, pretend that he just doesn't see? The answer and the wind. How many times must a man look up before he can't see the sky.
How many years must one man have before he can hear people cry? Yes, and how many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
Thank you, everybody. We're going to start the interfaith.